So let's continue with our lesson, and today we'll go and learn about the MVP or a model view presenter in Android, and it is another architectural design pattern for Android development. So in the previous lesson we learned about the MVC, and let's go and see about the MVP in Android. So here if you see I have drawn a tree box over here similar to a previous lesson, and what I will do is that this is let me mark it as a V. So this is a view, this is again our model same as the previous, and this will be our P, which will be our presenter. So model, view, and a presenter. So this will be same as a previous one, so it should be a first same, which will be holding our data, and also a business logic. So will be same as we see in a MVC, model view control. So model will be responsible for our data and a business logic. And view over here will be a bit different than MVC over here. Here the view will be XML, also XML, and also your activity and a fragment. So activity and fragment will also come under the view. But in the previous MVC, we learned about the activity and fragment were your controller. So it was in a controller. But now here in a MVP, you can see XML as well as activity and fragment is under a view. And now we have a presenter over here. Presenter over here is quite different. It's act like as a controller, but it's not a controller, and also it's not tied with any Android. In the previous, if you notice that activity and fragment which was in controller was tied with a Android, because activity and fragment comes from a Android, and with the presenter over here is not tied with the Android. We can say that this is not tied, we can say not tied with uh, Android. So this presenter is not tied with the Android, in which means it's decoupled from the Android, and the view will be XML as well as a fragment, and the model is same as a MVC, which holds the data as well as a business logic. So the view will try to communicate to our presenter. The view will communicate with the presenter, and presenter will communicate back to the view. So whenever the view triggers some event, then it will go to the presenter, and the presenter will send back the view with the data that it's requesting. And whenever we are using a presenter over here, we have to make use of a callback. So we make use of a callback or an interface. So interface. So we make use of an interface and a callback. So presenter, we have to make use of a callback with the help of the interface. And this view over here, let's say this view over here, we have one view over here, and can have a multiple presenter. So let's say we have a 1, 2, and 3, and 4 presenter. So this view can have a 4 presenter at the same time. As in the previous, we learned about the MVC that a view was tightly coupled with a controller. So at that time, there was that view had to be tightly coupled with your controller, which was your activity as or fragment. But here you can see that in the MVP, you can see that a view can have a multiple presenter. So which means here the presenter is decoupled from a view, and it's quite modular and flexible now. So you can create a multiple presenter, and that presenter can be used by a different view. So it doesn't have to depend on a specific view. So you can create a multiple presenter over here, and this presenter can be reused, and it's modularized. So you can create a module, right? So this is completely separate from the view, which makes it modular, and it's like more easy to maintain. So you don't have to write everything in one activity or a fragment with like in a MVC that you have in with a controller you have to write everything in one class. There was no ability like of a modularity. So in MVP we have a modulation or a modularity over here, you can call it. We can write a different presenter, and that presenter can be attached with a different view. So there is a decouplation over here, abstraction is over here. So that's the big plus point about the MVC, which has in the previous lesson we saw the MVC has some of this issue like a testability, and it has some issue with manageability of your code, and as well as it has some problem with your modularization. So now with the help of MVP here, we have solved this issue, some of the issue. Like now since this your presenter has been separated and you can modularize it, your lot of code can be separated to different modules. So we have less maintenance over here. So we can separate our logic over here and create a different presenter, and you don't have to write everything in one. So that make a simplicity, and it makes your code more manageability, and also it solves the problem of testability. Since this presenter is now decoupled from your view, which means that we can write a unit test for our presenter over here. So the unit test is solved over here, and the modularity is over here. It has a lot of problem that has been solved from the MVC. And I think that's all. So view will be communicating with the presenter with the help of a callback using an interface, and the presenter over here will be, so the model over here will be responsible for to hold your data as well as your business logic. So I hope you guys got it about the MVP, and on the next lecture we'll go and learn about the MVVM architecture. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.